Tuesday and Thursday nights. Guys, if you can see and hear my screen, just post it in the chat that you can see and hear, and then we're going to get this thing started on an outlook to finish off the week strong. Alright, cool. Good stuff. Say where you're tuning in from all across the world. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. learning, catching some trades, and just education as well. So let's get this started. Currently analyzing a lot of yen pairs. If you notice, there's a big shift in yen, kind of like counter trend moves on all JPY correlated pairs. So you can see this GPB JPY, very, very strong uptrend, as you can see. I mean, it's just here, and you have JPYs on fire, but you have these huge shifts upwards, which means that essentially should be looking for buys. But what you see here is, you can see this Fibonacci 61.8. It did have a long wick down, but it did reject, and now it's starting to go up here. I do believe that this may have what's called an ABC down. So you might get a wave like this, rejection off 70.6 down into here. This area of previous resistance would be the only place I'd look for a buy. Just so happens that a zone and this 38.2 is also in the same exact area as that. If you can look here, let's take off noise off the charts. You don't need those. Look at this, up, down, shift, down. So it should fall back into here, right? Shift down. You can see it's kind of fighting these highs right here. If we were to go to a smaller time frame, you can see it's kind of finding some resistance here, so it might drop down. In other words, not anything to do for this pair yet, but to wait and see if it will hit levels like this, 38.2, in this area, 146.4. Equator, what's going on? Alright, so that's GPB JPY. That could be a nice outlook trade right here. Let's just see. Simple why I want to go into a sell, because it's an uptrending market. You're going against the trend. Alright, USD JPY. I actually caught this move at the top here, this 100%. As you can see, it's this high right here. Consolidated, had a shift down. Should get, I think, this may do a correction. Rejection off the 78.6, might test this 80.6 for some shorts down into the 61.8 area. 109.4 area on there. As you can see, it's this previous area here of zone and the 61.8 of this. But if we were to shift it, let's actually take note of this. USD JPY. Alright, as you can see, it hit the 618. So it could continue to rise up. Now testing 78.6 here. What was that? 110.250. 110 point, about 5 pips off. And that's that. Another one, Euro JPY. So what you can see here is clearly you can see the 618 was respected. Big wicks down, but it closed above 618. Now coming up a little bit here, I do suspect that when I was marking this up, I saw this big wick down and thought this 30.2 would be touched, but it's hard to say here as this in was rejected, but it's still hard to say whether or not this will do that correction down into this area as a fake out before any rises. So again, just like GPB, JPY, I'd wait for these areas to be affected, and if they do not get there, well then and it starts rising from here, then oh well, at least we played it safe to end the week off. Not much to do at this standpoint besides just, this may come up to the 78.6 here and then go down, one more wave down, so you have 1, 2, 3, and it might follow the trend line as well, but it's hard to say. Like I said, that's EUR/JPY may come up here and then down, but need further analysis. The market needs to move a little bit more and to show really what's going on. I mean, you have like a kind of small trend line here. See, it came down almost at 618, came above 786, hit 886, and then dropped. It's all correlated, guys. Yeah, ABC correction already kind of happened. You can see here, if you started from here, kind of are the same length. But we'll see what happens, how this reacts. I mean, a big rejection off of, obviously found support in this area. And you have this, so. Let's look at some other yen correlated pairs. All JPY. You can see we have a blank canvas. Alright, what are we going to do? Let's take the highest point of previous resistance, previous support right around this area here. Be this one right here. Down to the low, and then you can see $38,261.8. These entries in all reality were on the 618, as we can see on every pair. This is currently about 8 plus 5. It's about 12, 13 pips away from entry area where I'd like to be. But you can also put limits down for this previous low here, which is kind of taken off here, but you can see the big wicks rejection should continue its buy formation, buy pattern. You can see here, big uptrend. May even come down. Like I said, those wicks it shows an indication that support was found. It's a major rejection, but who's to say that it can't come up here and then do another wave down into these areas and trend line touches. We see a lot of similar setups on the yen. These moves may not even happen until next week. We don't know. Let's actually check the schedule real quick to see if there's any type of news coming up. USD wise, we can see here no. So it's this morning. And Friday we have some USD news in the AM. So nothing really going on in the nights, just a GPB folder, but again, it's an orange folder, it's not too much. So let's look at the basics. Euro USD. Alright, ahead. On the 4 hour here, you can see it had a shift down, another shift down, a retracement, and it should have another shift down when you take this low. This high, you can clearly see almost at that 38.2. If we were to take that whole entire piece, so I sometimes to double check, I still didn't quite reach those areas, so I'd still wait for price to hit one of these areas inside here. You can see you have this zone, this big rejection here, which I already kind of tapped into, but who's to say that it can't wick down here? Like, see these wicks? Who says it can't wick down and close and touch that? So that could be a potential setup on Euro USD. Overall, is an uptrending market, but what you got to do in this scenario is see any type of trend line, which is basically simple right here. Right? They're all touching, and you can see that the momentum has changed, so it's shifted down. Now coming up, retracement here. Notice that is in the same area, same spot as that 618 of the bigger leg. Watch this. See how they match up? So typically you have this wave here up. This could be a bigger part of a bigger shift trend change right here, considering the trend line broken, coming up, getting some orders up into here, and then could shift down. You can see this zone, look how much it's been respected previously. Here acted as resistance, came, resistance broke, now tests as a ceiling. Should continue its way down. And look at the daily, it's basically just shifting some momentum. Steep uptrend on the daily. Down, they have a shift. Now that we're seeing the 1 hour, let's take a look at this. See, it comes down, closes up, test 78.6, closed above 61.8. So we could see a potential long off the 618. But overall, I'd be looking for that short off of that 618, trendline retest, here 38.2, and then down. Alright, so the opposite, if euro is going to fall, let's take a look at USD CHF. You can see on the 1 hour here, multiple confirmations. Check this out. See the 618 area right here. 0.95, 950 is in the same area. Here. Now let's look at another smaller picture here. So harmonics correct the market. As far as you don't know, look at this. Down, you have a shift up, and then what? Shift down, right? Getting a pattern. This is what's noted. You should get your notebooks out because this is important stuff. So, when you have a wave, actually I'm going to make it smaller. And I need minus 127 and minus 13. There we go. So a sharp pattern we know goes the same exact thing. Goes up where this high is here, and then you get this lower high here. In the cipher pattern, which is over 80% accurate, you have the X to A, which is 100 to 0. It comes down if it traces at least 38.2% or more. Could be 61.8. In this case, we'll do 38.2. And then it will reach an extension level, 113 to 127. Just say it hits 127. Now, the important thing is that here, this leg is the leg to measure, just like a sharp pattern, the 88.6 or 78.6. Most people, they make a mistake and they go all the way up. No, that's not correct. It's here to that first leg, and see it's an extension. So a cipher completes at 78.6, right here. A shark completes at 88.6, right here. So if we take a note here, just delete all this. Delete all this. Notice here, this low to this high, X to A. It reaches an extension. It can also reach up to, I think, 61.8, which it did, kind of almost up in here. And then look, 61.8 it bounced off of. But look where 78.6 is. So if you look here, just like we just drawn up, you had this, you had a retracement down into basically the 50% in between the 38.2, 618. Then you had the extension up, right? And we're looking for that cipher to complete at what? 78.6. This is a total different analysis than our first analysis, but pay attention. Our first analysis had entry at the blue line. Look how closely correlated they are. So it would make sense that that would be an essential good buy area. Would it or would it not? You also have to look at this. Look at this consolidation phase. That consolidation mixed around the same area indicates that there's a lot of orders in there. It's what? A newly found uptrending market, which means that this should test down in here and then go up. And the risk would be super low. You have risk set below here. It's like 20 pips from that entry. Does that make sense? Do you guys have any questions on that? So if this is opposite of euro, And this analysis says, okay, well, USD is going to buy. What should Euro USD do? It should sell, right? Well, it just so happens, technical wise, that what did we have for Euro USD? We had a sell. See that? Just like that, in between this area. See, it moves down, down, down. Should shift up. Even on this one, with some other fibs, you can see it's almost approaching that same exact area. Oops. $1.19300. This is also a previous area of support. Take that. All right. Let's see what else we have going on here. GBP USD. I actually had the markup for this and didn't get to call it, which I was mad about, but it's okay. You can see this area down here, these black lines. Resistance down, retracement down. And a little fake out wick here, but this area in itself was a buy area. And then see you later. So now the question is, where should this go from here? Well, it's clearly found resistance here. So what I look for here is some type of long, which essentially would probably be right here, just to do with the fact that it has to do with the previous high. So this might pull back down in this area here for any type of longs, but it could also hit one of these two as well. But in my understanding, this is a major uptrending market. I don't see it, continue, especially after something like that. I see it continuing its strength. So this essentially right here would be about 25 pip risk if it does get here in time. I mean, it is 9:35 at night, so it may not reach that area in time for London. Might not be a trade up until next week, a next week move, but we'll see. Again, some of these setups might not happen until next week. You guys got to remember, it is Thursday night. Not too much really happens unless there's some type of big news, but this is a USD pair, so by morning we may see this fall during London until news in the morning, and it may rise for that aspect. So we will see. We're on top of it, trying to be on top of it. So that's that. So let's check out what else there is. We did USD CAD. Let's check this out. You can see it's fighting this area in this zone. 618 here, 78.6. So we'll see. I don't really see too much there. It's just like in this sideways, upwards type of thing. Let's look at one of my pairs I haven't looked at for a couple weeks, actually. One of my favorites. Oh, and this is exactly why. Look at this. Why you want to be inside of this. Chop, 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 choppy. Down, up, choppy, choppy. Like, it's a sideways market you don't want to be inside of. You're just going to get frustrated, and you see what I mean? Like, where is the trend on even this? More than 4 hour. You have a downtrend, then an uptrend, and you have a down, and just exactly this range. Then you look at things like this. GBP JPY, look, bam, bam, bam. Where's the money at? GBP USD. Bam, bam, bam. Where's the money at? You got to figure out where the money is. GBP AUD. Look, bam, bam. Where's the money at? Right? So that's where you guys got to be. Yen, same thing. Like today, USD JPY. Bam, bam. Where's the money at? It's volatility. That's what you want to look for. Let's see what else. Euro, AUD, EuroCAD. Let's check this. Remove our drawing tools. I'm actually going to look at this real quick. I think there was, if I'm not mistaken, is there a harmonic on this? Can you guys hear me? Here we go. So we have this daily shark pattern, which falls right into this area here. Like it's finding this like support right here. Let's dig deeper and see if there's any type of why this would be holding support. If we were to take this wave here on a daily, oops. Actually, see that 38.2 is fighting that, right? 4 hour, we can see it's kind of, here creates a low, low. I'd wait for like it to create. I wouldn't even be inside of this, but I'd wait for it even on a lower time frame. Like, see how it creates lower highs? It's still in an hour. I'd wait for it to create like a lower high and then take off, and then I'd get in on that pullback here to indicate a trend change. Is what I do. Patient again, probably won't have it till next week. Not a pair to be in right now. Yen and USD is where it's at. Let's see, CAD JPY. Look, it had a shift down. Let's see why and how, where it rejected from. You can see again, make no mistake about it, that's 618. Every yen pair did it. 618. Bam. Now the question is, does it test off one of these for the short, for the correction, or does it just continue to rise? Because it is an uptrend, but it could also hit that previous area of resistance, which is down in here. See, that's the way I like to trade, is I like to look for the zones in the previous area of highs, like this. This whole entire zone right there. Right? Another thing, I'm going to use this for some confirmation. I know there's some old stuff. I've never really analyzed CAD JPY, as you can tell. That's from a long time ago. Got this uptrending market, major uptrend. So essentially you want to look for buys. This previous area right here looks like a nice area, 89.5. Again, may not happen until next week or not. The moves, honestly, in my opinion, tonight that will happen will probably be the Euro and the USD CHF. Excuse me. You can see now, remember that candle that I showed you guys? Where's that hour candle? Goes down, goes up. Now down, it's starting to show a little bit of bullish action, right? 1.193. And like this will definitely should should move tonight, along with possibly USD CHF. I know the Swipe Trades team is sending an alert on USD CHF if it hasn't gone out already. I know one of the guys was asking me about it, so we'll get it sent out to you guys as well as some others to catch some pips to end the week out strong. This is the wrong USD CHF. Where's my USD CHF? I had this one. Here we go. Screenshot Euro USD. Guess gotta be here earlier, man. I sent it out before. There we go. I think I had not wick 100%. Okay. Dang, it's 100 pips from here to here. It's crazy. Crazy. But we'll see what happens. Say I had to shift retracement. Could finish off this 38.2. I look for buy areas. Still got 80 pips and stuff to go. So a lot of setups might not happen until next week, but we'll see. But the focus tonight will be Euro USD and USD CHF, guys. That is where the best bang for your buck will be, in my opinion. USD CHF and USD JPY. Alright, it's Euro USD. I'm going to keep this USD CHF up. I'm going to keep it on for like 2 more minutes. Alright guys, a couple setups. I think USD CHF was sent by one of the Swipe Trades team members. Let's get it going, guys. It is Thursday, so don't expect too much as the week is ending. But let's get it going. Hopefully we get some moves out of it. Hopefully we get some pips to end the week strong on this one. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you Tuesday live here in the trade room, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you there. Much love.